Time to get ready for the Larry and Needles Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Larry and Needles Show.
Couth.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Needles. Doesn't even say anything. We're
I'm
just in the
Kinky.
show.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks.
Well,
for
I
that's
was
what I'm
playing the
trying to-
intro music.
I know, but you should have, have a countdown or something, maybe.
Because Mike was about to, or Needles was about
I
to
was-
say something.
I was about to
interesting.
say something, but that's all right. I don't care. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. The microphones were off until I said hello, everybody.
Yeah, I know. I was
So-
going to say something, but now I forgot. So should we just get right into? We'll get into the Sushi Brothers first. And fucking Riley soccer.
That's what I said. I heard about that in the last one.
I'm going to start. This is how every episode is going to start with an
Yeah,
update.
but
Yeah.
like kids are total like
Oh, dude.
360s of each other.
They're fucking animals, which I shouldn't have cussed, but what do you call it? So just for a recap, last week we got one kid who grabbed the ball in the middle of the game and almost committed seppuku right on the field, and then the other dude, which we're gonna call Godzilla from now on because I got a great story about him. So we had a practice last week, and so there's 4 Asian kids on the team. And they're,
Nice.
it's like Mo, Larry, Curly, and Shemp with all 4 of them.
Nice.
I mean, they run into each other. One guy's pulling on the other guy. The other guy's punching the other kid. They're totally Americanized. Like they're generations away from where they used to be.
They're not very honorable.
They're not.
anymore.
They're not meek and
so
hiding in the
So
corner.
the parents are bigger.
What's that?
parents
Actually,
are
no,
like
they're
that,
not.
no.
But they're not bigger. But you could just tell by these kids the way that they act
They're
that
cheese
they're
puffs.
yeah they're so. We have a practice. I take one half of the kids of the team. The other guy takes the other half of the kids, and
So you're like a coach?
yeah,
Okay.
I help coach the team.
Well, you didn't tell us that.
Yeah, I did. I told you last week.
Oh,
I told
well,
you.
You think
you
I
don't
remember
even
what
listen to
happened
me.
last week?
What's that?
You think I remember last
You
week?
probably don't remember where you don't even know where we're at right now. Pop,
Right?
pop. We got to get you back to the home soon.
Only get another 30 minutes.
So we're out there and we're doing drills, passing this and that. And he goes out there and it was like 1-on-1, and he just takes this dude out on his own, just body checks this kid. And the other guy comes over and he's like, "Listen, man, I told you last week you can't be touching people." He loses it. "I'm going to do what I want." That's what he says. Like, "Whoa, listen here, bub." The
little
little
Asian
kid says it to us, man. So I think he knows karate, so I get into a crowd stance. Like, I'm all ready to go. Or he's going to use one of the other dogs.
Hey, listen, kid, I don't want to
Yeah,
fight.
he's going to use one of the other egg rolls as a Chinese star. Next thing I know, I got a broken leg because these kids are a little portly, if you know what I mean. So, just literally, the kid passes the ball, he runs up in the middle, bam, runs right into him. We're like, "You can't be doing that, bro." "What do you mean I can't be doing this?" We're like, "What do you think you're doing
This
out
isn't
here?"
football.
Yeah, like, well, he's like, "If they get by me, I'm going to grab them." We're like, "Just stop doing that." Keeps
Don't let
on
'em get
doing,
by ya.
yeah, dude, keeps on doing it. So he's hitting people, pushing people, doing all this shit. So then I'm just an assistant coach. So the head coach comes over and he's like, "Is he still doing this shit?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Get off the field." He kicked him out of practice.
Oh, wow.
In front of all the parents.
Oh,
So it's all the parents. And let me tell you,
that's what you got to do.
Needles is, I'm above the firmament at this point. I'm stoned to the bone. Let me tell you. So I'm just looking for a good time, man. I'm having fun with all the kids, ripping on them and stuff.
Sure.
It's hilarious. We got this little chubber muffin. Oh man, he looks like.
Is that his name? Chubba
No, that's what
Muffin?
I call him with the other coach.
He doesn't know. his
No,
name.
he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
so
doesn't know his name is Chubber Muffin.
no, but so this kid, oh man, he's like dude, he's a big kid, and he's got his muscle shirt on, and his tits are hanging out the side, and I'm like, "You're the epitome of suns out, guns out," and he just does. He's like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah,
I
don't
forget
worry
when I'm
about
talking
it.
to little kids. I'm like,
Little 10-year-old.
I'm like, hopefully somebody doesn't call the cops on you for it because I love, I do old school stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna get arrested for showing those things. So now he's going home, telling his parents that the coach is telling him he's gonna get arrested. Showing his guns off.
It's like a bad news bear.
Yeah, this is what it's like. They're all just running around, and there's a couple good kids. We got an African American gentleman that is very good.
He's a gentleman?
Yeah, he's a gentleman.
Is he a
I
little
don't want to get
kid?
him canceled, so what's that?
Is he a little kid or is he an
No,
adult?
he's a grown man. He's
Oh.
no, he's playing with 9-year-olds, Larry.
He's got a mustache.
Yeah,
He's got one of those birth
he's failed a
certificates.
couple
You're saying
times.
Birth
gentleman.
certificates, I'm 18.
Is he 18?
No,
He's 17?
No, I'm joking.
12.
He's 9. He was held back a couple of years.
He's probably good though.
He doesn't fit in the desk anymore?
No, he's got his own custom desk. So, what do you call it? So this kid dude kicks him off of practice. And I mean, we're about 15 minutes away from ending. We're in the middle of a scrimmage. And he goes over and the head coach's water bottle is right there on the sideline. He takes the water bottle, whips it like 20 yards while he's going. So that's why we call him Godzilla.
I gotta
man.
see it. I like it.
I'm coming to a game.
Oh, I like
He
it.
whipped
I'm
the
coming to a
coach's
game.
water bottle right in front of him.
I'm coming to a
Looking right
fucking
at him.
game.
He's just looking at us, and I'm like, "Did that little bastard just whip the water bottle?" He's like, "What the fuck?" Like, dude, he didn't know. Like, he
Oh,
just
man.
cussed, and he's like, stomping around up and down the field.
Wow.
When am I coming in? We're like, calm
The kid has a
down,
problem.
man. He's like, "Go get the water bottle." He's like, "No!" Like, holy shit, dude! Like. Dude,
What were the
just,
parents
we're-
doing?
Everybody, people were just like looking at us like we're the assholes. It's like,
Oh, man.
so you can tell there's something wrong with this kid. Like, there's
Yeah,
got
oh,
some kind of
man.
problems and shit. But man, he whipped that water bottle so far.
Yeah.
I have never laughed so hard. And I looked right at because it's Debbie's brother,
Debbie's
the-
brother's...
the head coach.
Okay.
So technically,
I thought
it's
Debbie's
Riley's
brother
cousin.
croaked.
Huh?
Oh, there's two brothers.
two of them,
I
yeah.
forgot. I forgot.
Yeah, so
The
it's
good
him and
one
I
and
are-
the bad
So him
one.
and I are good.
The good
you know
one
what I
and the
mean?
bad
So I've
one.
known
Right,
him.
right.
So we're just ripping on the kids. Like, but man,
So it's Riley's dad and uncle is the fucking coach.
Yeah.
Oh,
so because
the kid's got to fucking want to kick Riley's ass.
who does?
The other kids.
Why? No, I didn't treat him
it's-
normal. No,
Oh, I
treat him
know,
any
I know.
specialer, man.
I had this. Okay, when I was in
Godzilla.
Little League, man. Did I
man,
tell you guys
that little
this?
bastard.
That is amazing though. He threw the guy
right in front of us while we were looking at him.
Let
I
out
mean,
a fucking
dude, we were looking right at him.
Japanese fucking 1950s scream from fucking Rubber
Stomped around.
Monster movie.
I should get him that costume to wear. Maybe
Yeah.
Maybe he won't
Here,
grab
be this
anybody
for
else.
Get him a
Halloween.
shirt.
Dude, I don't know.
Godzilla.
I'm sure parents would love that. Just written
They
in
probably
Chinese
like,
and Asian.
Yes, he is Godzilla.
Godzilla.
We've been looking.
Fuck,
He
man.
eats like Godzilla. He's a big boy.
So I remember this. I remember when I was in Little League, man. Okay, Dick Schwartz was my Little League coach,
Who?
and his Dick Schwartz and his son Jerry was my fucking kid that was in my third grade class with, and his dad was a Little League coach, and this guy was so fucking mean, and he was extra shitty to his own kid. It was really, really
Well, yeah,
horrible.
just-
By the end of every practice, the kid was full out crying.
well, shit was
Yeah,
different.
it was horrible.
I would
what
go to-
he would do to the kid.
I remember we'd go to baseball practice. They'd bring a cooler with beers in it, and all the dads would sit in the dugout and they would drink beer while and they'd yell at us.
Yeah, it's
It was like
Yeah,
the whole
but this
reason
guy-
for just the dads to get together and get hammered.
Yeah, and yell
At
at the-
This guy was like, he thought he was,
Cy Young.
coaching. Yeah, right. He was coaching the college fucking team or
Yeah,
something. He
something,
was really
something
serious
at a-
about it, and we
above
won
a-
first place, of course. But the kid, it was fucking horrible.
so his method worked.
Yeah, but it was horrible to like be his son.
Yeah, look at how Larry turned out. He's a Golden Glove winner.
Dude, I made the fucking all-star team.
I bet. In Boys Town. You were a real good pinch hitter.
No, yeah, it was different back then when we were growing up, man.
Oh,
yeah, you had to know how to play.
Well, I don't want to get
They
all
didn't just let
sentimental
you
about
play.
shit, but it was just like no phones. That was it. That's
No
the whole
phone,
thing.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
no phones.
Here's what the phone was.
Yeah, it was fucking.
All the dads yelling at refs.
Yeah,
or
sitting in the front
umpires,
yard just getting hammered.
drinking. And
That was all.
driving.
That was social media back then. I was
Yeah.
drinking fucking pop top
Well,
fucking
nobody
old
judged
styles.
Yeah, I mean, nobody judged everybody because everybody was doing the same shit. Everybody was drinking.
Everybody else was an alcoholic.
Well, I don't know if everybody was an alcoholic.
It seemed like it.
All the parents
It really,
I knew,
it
I'd
really
say
did
it,
seem
yeah.
like it. I mean,
Everybody
we would
was
go.
passing beers around.
Yeah, every weekend there would be like a party, and somebody would get hammered and do something stupid. It was like clockwork.
Sounds fucking great.
Yeah, dude, I remember a fist fight breaking out at one of our little league. What do you call it? Dinners or like a barbecue or something.
Nice.
Yeah, there were animals back then.
But dude, even like my family parties, I remember like
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
was always shit faced, and they always end up playing cards.
Fuck yeah.
And drinking, and like we were always like the
Doing the
runners
most.
to get them beers.
Hell
and
yeah,
sneaking
that's
them.
exactly
Sure.
how.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Just smoking a heater right next to your face. It's like,
oh yeah, dude, the whole house. Was
Oh,
just
When I was a
smoke.
fucking kid,
it looked
man,
like
I
Viet
got,
Cong invaded.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna bust out the gun and do like
back in the
Russian roulette.
1800s when I was a kid, man. I remember like seeing home movies when I'm like 2 years old. I had my own beer, a cigarette.
Shit, that was the 60s, though,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
but
I mean,
but still,
Jesus
it was
Christ,
fucking
man.
pretty off the hook. I was drinking back when you needed the fucking church key.
Yeah, we had to.
Oh,
No,
we
the fucking
needed the actual
punch
fucking-
top.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Remember the one with the round on the end and then the one with the cracker on it? I remember,
right. Oh,
oh,
man.
fucking hilarious. You knew you were in for a good time if your uncle had one of those and a fucking, what do you call it? What's that? What's a thing that they put around their legs at the wedding? Not a corsage.
yeah.
What's that called?
Garter belt.
Garter belt. Yeah. My
Hanging-
uncle had one
hanging
hanging from the mirror, and then on his keys he had a pop topper. He'd hand me another beer. He'd just be driving. It's like, all right. He's like, we're gonna go for a motorcycle ride. He's like 12 beers deep. Thank God they didn't let him take me.
yeah, but no, that's how it was back then.
Well, everything. The funny thing is we're changing in the wrong way. I wish I could recall that. I wish I could verbatim say that quote about hard times with good men and good
I'll
men
tell you
create,
right now.
weak
Hard
men.
times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times
Create weak men.
Weak men create hard times.
Yeah,
it's,
so
just,
it's cyclical. It's all cyclical, and that's we're in it right
That's
now.
it, man.
And look
Just
what's
like-
happening with the frat boys.
Just
right
like
now.
they say, smart people talk about ideas.
what you're
Semi-smart people talk about things,
Butcher
and
this
dumb
thing.
people talk about people.
Yeah,
Well-
no, I know what you're saying. I forget what the exact.
Some
word
shit
Yeah,
is,
they
like
but
that.
butchered
yeah,
it.
it's pretty
Some
But
shit.
yeah.
I
close,
butchered
though.
the fuck out of
Yes,
it,
you
but
did,
it's something along
definitely.
those lines.
Uh,
But the first one is
Or how
definitely
about our-
smart people
how
talk
about our
about
first
ideas.
example? The View. Let's just.
Oh,
start
I
out
should have said
that-
smart. I should have said, here's how it goes. Bright people, and then it's
It goes down encased,
dull people,
Yeah.
and then
like a cased
Dumb
system.
people.
Starts at the top and goes to the bottom.
I
When
said
it-
the
talk
wrong
about
ver-
other people. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Look at these gossip shows. Do you
They're
think these
dumb.
people have any?
These fucking
and
idiots.
the funny thing is they could, like we said, the View.
We're
They
talking
put
about him right now.
these- Well, yeah. Look at us. Actually, we just hit that bottom level. I just had an epiphany all of a sudden. The retard circle has come home to roost. But if you look at but I mean, okay. Oh man, it's just funny how people will take anything that they see on TV for face value. This person talked to this person, so it's truth.
How's
You know,
that better
nobody-
even?
It is.
I think
actually.
there's a lack of people wanting to do any research or do anything that brings them out of their comfort zone that they don't understand, they don't want to understand. They're like, everything is fine, I'm living in my bubble. And
nothing bad can happen
yeah,
ever.
well, the world is literally just burning around us. Everybody's like, I'm going to get in my truck, I'm going to go to Applebee's with my fat wife and my fat kids.
Then I'm going to the gas station getting a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah,
for
and a
the ride
monster,
home.
and and then I'm going to go home and kick my wife and my dog.
We're gonna go home. We're either gonna fuck or fight.
Well, and also a sign of intelligence is, who do you follow? Who do you listen to? What intrigues you?
True intelligence leads and doesn't follow.
Well, it depends, unless it's AI.
AI isn't true intelligence.
Yeah,
so.
it is. We've built it. It's true intelligence. It's a peak of intelligence right now.
artificial.
But it's peak.
It's
though.
artificial
But
idiocy.
we've given it a you know what I mean, a model to go off
Give it
of.
some
Yeah, and the
Refed it.
problem is the
Well,
people that
it's-
loaded those models right now are so fucking far to the left that the fucking thing, like,
Yeah.
if you ask it, give me a speech in Trump's rhetoric, they'll say, oh, that's derogatory. Give me one in Biden's. Oh, here you go.
Well, you can go to
Give give me one in, you just go down the list of right and left, and it will not
Yeah, it's pretty
help
sad.
you out if you're looking for
Well,
something.
no, use the Elon Musk one. It's completely different. Elon Musk has his own AI.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
No, I remember
Gronk or Gronk.
I
or
asked
something.
the Chat GBT or whatever. I'm like, what are the?
Draw me with a bigger dick. I want to see what it's like.
Wait, what did it say? Oh, that's what you told the AI?
Just making the weirdest stuff up.
No, I asked it. I'm like, what are the carbon emissions of all the major countries over the past like 3, 4, 5 years?
Yeah.
No, just say China and India. That's the first thing.
Well, no, and it's not like whatever 'cause they say we're going crazy, but it wouldn't give me the information. It told me to ask the government sites.
Oh, which is
Government-
great.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
there you
referred me
go.
to the government website.
Because it won't give you anything true.
Well,
Yeah, well,
it's-
that's the thing. It wants me to go to the. I'm like, well, how come you can't just?
it
give
has a
me
model it has to
information?
follow,
Yeah,
to some
well, that's
extent,
fair.
because once it
And if it
becomes,
doesn't fit the narrative,
Well,
it is not going to follow. It's not going to tell you the information.
the thing is, it's
Yeah,
moving at
it's
such a
bullshit.
fast pace, and once it becomes self-aware, then we're fucking screwed because they can shut them down right now.
I mean, it is good for some stuff.
well,
it does. It,
like Tyrus says, man, you could shut them all down with some fucking water.
what do you mean?
You start dumping water in that motherfucker. I
Well,
mean,
I don't think I don't think it's that easy to just go into a server room and dump water on the stuff.
well,
These aren't
I mean,
secure
if it was really,
locations
really
that-
getting out of hand and they needed to, they could just soak that room out with water and
Well, no, I
fucking,
mean,
they'd all be fried.
You can take out the power going into that.
Yeah, that's the
place,
easiest
you
way to
know?
do
No,
it.
that's
is shut-
another way, I
Then there's
guess.
backup generators, and then there's all other.
and you
There's
got to
ways-
kill
there's
the
ways
fucking
to-
maintenance man then because
I
he's
don't
gonna.
know why he's got nothing to do with the generator.
Well,
but
he
okay.
might.
Now
He
we're
might
just-
want to get the power going
now we're
again
just-
another way.
I mean, we're
Well, the
gonna.
other thing too is they
he
have
might want to
all
stick
those-
a penny in the fuse. You
all
know.
the air, all the even if you had that stuff.
Your electrical knowledge is farcical.
But dude, they have so many air cooling handlers on the top of the roof.
Oh yeah, there's
destroy
no
all
way
those
they could.
things. They're not.
Yeah, I worked at this place.
There's no backup generators.
I
so
used
they
to
keep
work at
those
this
going.
place called Direct Tech Marketing in Schaumburg, and it was fucking huge computer room. The old kind of computers with the reels on there
Oh, man,
that are
spinning
jerking back and forth.
Yeah.
And my job was I worked in the shipping room, but I would have to go into the tape library and pull tapes, and all these tapes were computer tapes.
Oh.
And what they were was mailing list names. Well, anyways, the fucking intricate system, the room where the computers were in was actually raised off the floor, where
yeah.
underneath was air conditioned,
Oh,
and
yeah, to
all the
cool 'em, to
wires
keep
were
'em cool,
running.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucking row after row after row after row of these machines, and this was just a fucking mailing list house.
You should see.
That's
You
It
should
wasn't
see
even a
should
fucking
see the
government
data
thing.
banks
You
that
should have
they
seen
make.
the motherfucking
Oh, dude,
computers.
the
they had.
data
And
banks
now
they
all
make.
that information can be done like in a phone now.
You could do that on a thumb drive with.
Well, no, but what they would do is like Kabbalah's or fucking Newport News, all these different fucking catalogs, Woman Within or whatever the fuck it would be. All these,
man,
I know
Larry's
all
one
these
memoirs.
catalogs. No, I know all these catalogs because I would fucking be sending the shit to these places.
This was a mailing list.
Yes, and they would buy the names from the mailing list, and every time it would be different. I'd be like, why don't they just keep the names from the last time?
Yeah.
Why do they got to order a tape from us each time? It's
Well, 'cause
fucking
that's the way they
ridiculous.
make
But
money.
I guess the list changes,
Well, you
and
make
they do
more
it by
people,
they
yeah.
do it by algorithms,
Or back then. though?
logarithms.
Jeez. My God, here we go. Another Larry's word corner. What can he butcher today?
Yeah, no, it's crazy stuff.
It was a fucking wild job, man.
No, it sounds like it. But like these data centers that they have, even the funny thing is, it's like,
800 and something people worked there.
oh, it's crazy. Excuse me, but
Talk about
This
energy
drunk
usage.
chick made out with me one time at a
jeez.
party, at a company party.
what was his name?
I think it was Bill or Bob or something. Yeah,
That's what you were doing.
that's what
Bill
I
and
was
Bob
doing. I
and
was
everybody.
bobbing for bills.
Well, that's when company parties you can get.
It was
drunk
awesome.
at.
We got
Yeah, you
fucking
get-
wasted.
yeah, you
A
get
couple of
shit
times they
faced.
let my band play.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Dude, those were good company parties. Nowadays, company parties are.
Oh, we don't even have booze at our party.
No.
Oh,
that's just
dude,
crazy.
we would be so fucking drunk at work. It was ridiculous. They would let us smoke in the fucking
Oh, I
building.
remember that.
Yeah,
It was
a long
great,
time
man.
ago.
A long time ago.
But what do you call it? The whole thing is that these people want to interject all these what do you call it?
Minority.
And then they made us
Well, they-
go to the loading dock to smoke after a while. All of a
Yeah,
sudden,
'cause
the
they don't
hammer
want the
came
whole-
down.
because you're
Somewhere
in
around
computer room,
Because you
1993.
guys are smoking heater after
Oh,
heater
yeah.
after
Well, everybody
heater.
probably smoked.
No,
then,
everybody smoked at their desk and
Yeah,
shit.
nonstop.
Yeah, it was crazy.
man.
Well, they didn't realize smoke would get into all that shit and fuck it up eventually.
I don't think they were smoking in the computer room. That was like a fucking clean room
Oh,
almost.
yeah. I'm sure you guys were still smoking.
No, yeah, they don't give a shit back then. Cigarettes were good for you. They used to tell you that. Like they had no side effects. There was no cause of it. I mean, they used to give them in rations for the.
Oh yeah.
Or the cigarettes
soldiers.
Were huge, for a huge commodity back then. Everybody's ripping heaters, killing Charlie in the bush, which is
Well, someone's got to do it.
the funny thing is, oh, man, what the hell was I just about to say? I completely.
Here's what I'm gonna do, man. I'll tell you guys. I'm gonna let the people out there in computer land as well know that we're gonna do some fucking new high tech shit next time. I might buy one of those like reflective umbrellas or two.
That's not high tech at all, Larry. That has nothing to do with tech at all. You're putting an umbrella up
What do you
with a
mean,
light
like
in
a
it.
light?
for the for the lights.
Yeah, because we need more light. Because that'll
no,
make
no,
it
it'll
look more whiter.
disperse the light, and maybe we could use less light and have it look more
I mean,
normal.
looks like I'm
let's
in a
let's
spotlight
save
right
this for
now.
after the show to talk about tech.
But
all
mine's
right.
off. It's
Yours
kinda
is
weird.
off. I
Yeah.
have, and I tilted that. Here, let me
Oh,
fucking.
wait. I mean, we're in the
This
middle of a
one's right
show
now.
and you're doing tech stuff.
There you go. All right.
Dude, you're right in my freaking eyes, man.
No, yeah, let's get in Needle's eyes. 'Cause now I'm seeing a big white spot.
Yeah, no,
How's that? Better?
Yeah, that's definitely better.
yeah, that'll work for now.
We're always improving here at the Larry and Needle
No, we
show.
are
We
not.
don't
Actually,
fucking
we
play games.
digress. We're the only show that's been on for a year and digresses as it goes further. But
Instead of being smoother, everything's rougher.
I wanted to. Oh shoot, man! What the fuck did I want to talk about? There, you know what? There's. I don't know. Do you guys? What do you guys want to talk about today? Because I didn't really do any show.
Well,
prep
I'll
'cause
tell
I
you
slept.
something, man. I tuned a fucking piano the other day.
Oh,
Leonard,
we're
I
gonna
want to
do
give a
piano
shout.
tuning talk now.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Leonard for giving me that player piano. I have a piano that's about 100 years old.
It's pretty cool.
And me and my brother, my brother had the piano tuning wrench and the you got to get these rubber wedges to stick in the strings because each key has 3 fucking strings. So you tune the middle one, and then you pull one of the wedges out and tune that one by ear to that one, and then you
Riveting.
put the wedge back in, pull the other side out, tune that one by ear.
Every key you
and you
do
tune
that?
it for every fucking
Oh,
key.
my Lord.
So
All
there's a couple,
88 of 'em.
There's there's 88 of them.
So he's,
And-
he's
you
still
know-
out there in the garage doing it from like 5
Yeah.
No, so we already
sleeping
I've
over.
already tuned the piano 3 times in 2 days.
Oh man.
So now that motherfucker, now, so it's an over 100-year-old piano. There's only like 3 keys that don't work on the whole thing.
That's not
2 of
bad.
them are way high up.
So
One of them's a very important one, right in the middle register. It's the G sharp is fucked up.
G string.
Yeah, and so, but the thing is perfectly in tune now, and it's awesome because I'm sitting out in my garage just fucking playing the piano in the, enjoying the nice weather. And I can't believe I know how to tune a piano. So now I got a piano at Virginia's house. She's got a grand piano. And then there's a piano at my mother-in-law's house, which is actually my piano. It's a really old Victorian fucking piano from like this motherfucker. This one, Lynn, my mother-in-law, learned how to play piano on it. She's 90 fucking 2.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so and it was old when she learned how to play on it. This is where the ivory it's wore off some of the keys and the fucking wood starting to wear out on the black keys and shit. It's fucking cool. So I'm gonna practice tuning these pianos, and then I'm gonna tune pianos, man. It's not that hard, and I got the ear to fucking
Yeah,
do
right.
it.
You're
and
gonna
do it.
tune pianos.
Yeah, and you can make like fucking $200-300 tuning
Yeah,
one
tuning, yeah.
fucking piano.
Where are you?
You put an ad out on the internet and you say, I tune fucking pianos.
I understand how the internet.
And then
works.
Larry
I
comes to
mean-
your house and tunes
great,
your
yeah.
piano.
And then they
Yeah,
call the
no,
cops
that's
on Larry. He's in your hamper. He's like this.
I'll knock 50 bucks off.
I need to. This is how I tune. I need my tuning mask.
This helps me.
Can you
this
please call
helps
me when you're
hear-
ovulating?
Where's your dirty hammer? First things first. Where's the
I need my
hammer?
tuning mask. You're like, that's my son's.
Where's the other hamper?
So do we think we all in agreement that President Biden is a robot?
Yeah.
The guy's wearing a mask.
Oh, yeah.
The way he walks.
He's even a shitty robot.
No, he's a
I-
terrible
Well,
robot.
that's why.
His next speech is going to start out with "Walk to podium and greet crowd."
Well, that's how it always starts. It always starts.
Stop
like
on
that,
X.
Yeah.
Greet your 5 guests.
Shot today. What do you call it? I think
He's
that's,
been dead since 2018.
well, I think that they're
Biden.
taking him to Delaware all this time because they got to recharge his battery.
Yeah,
It's
and
like-
fucking that's probably where they had the fucking endless supply of infants fucking
I don't know
for
about
him
that.
to devour.
Do you know how? Okay, listen. This isn't Chili's. An endless amount of, you know what I mean?
All you can
baby
eat.
back ribs or whatever. The
I
hell
want
they
my
just
baby
shrimp.
back, baby back,
Yeah.
baby back.
They just don't have like a line of children out the door because endless is a
No, they
lot.
got him in
Well,
the
that's
basement
maybe why
I
they're
mean-
letting all these illegals in. Maybe that's for Biden.
For what?
I don't
For
know.
fucking fresh meat,
he's
brother.
got sniffles.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Sniffs going.
Well,
And
he's
some
gotta get his-
sniffing.
He's doing it on
They
TV.
want to get
he
their
don't have to do. I
right.
mean,
Well, no, he's got to get his sniff on, and he needs
He's going to the
adrenochrome.
crowd to get his
if he
sniffs.
okay, no, but listen, okay, if he's sniffing on camera,
Yeah.
what
What's
is
he doing
behind
off camera?
doors?
Right.
That's what I'm worried about.
I
you
would
know?
like to see that
because-
film.
Wait, it's like when he leaves the middle of a speech. Oh, there's a baby.
Yeah.
he just goes to
Hold
sleep.
the ass off
yeah.
and start sniffing.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like,
whoa.
oh man.
The worst
holy-
was he
you
was
guys
walking
never held
into
a
a
kid.
yeah. Well, no, on the thing I saw like about 2 weeks ago, he's walking into some joint, maybe a Wawa. There's hardly anyone there. There's 3 little kids there.
Yeah.
He literally gets distracted and like goes over by the little kids. You see the Secret Service like, no, dude,
Yeah, I don't think.
don't,
Push him away,
please.
yeah.
I just think that
It was fucking remarkable. It was like this fucking pervert. He
Well,
is
we-
a fucking pervert.
Well, we talked
man.
about that when Trump went to that guy's funeral, the cop that got killed, and Biden went to his old childhood home and comes out with like 6 kids, and they're all like, "What are we doing here with this guy?"
And he has a T-shirt that says, "I sniffed all 6 of these kids."
I sniffed all these kids, and all I got was this lousy. t-shirt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, dude, even on what was it, Easter? The Easter bunny dressed in, the
Oh, yeah,
Easter
he had
bunny.
the-
He had to like redirect him, like, come back.
He's
come
like, "Hey,
back."
dummy, go this way."
Yeah.
Right.
But I think it's all just a ploy, as usual. We all know that nobody's running anything. It's all run by NGOs and all these other
Yeah,
outside
yeah, NGOs.
corporations. And well, I mean, okay, we could just start with the easiest thing: is the Federal Reserve. You know,
Yeah.
which
The
isn't even an
Rockefeller
American
boys.
entity. It has no correlation to anything that
Privately
this country
owned
is
bank.
about. Yeah,
Privately
and then-
owned system.
And then the funny thing is that the,
I would like to make my own. Larry's fucking cash would be probably just as feasible and as fucking solid as the
I
shit
mean, how
they
much
got
weed
going.
have you been smoking today?
Dude, I was at Home Depot.
I mean, we could print T-shirts. That's all we're capable of, Larry. We're not making money. I don't even know what it would. What roaches? We start trading in roaches.
There you
now?
go. That's what Larry's cash would be.
Just-
Roaches.
Joints and half joints.
Oh, gee.
Man, I was at Home Depot the other day talking to a woman in the checkout, and then another woman interjected, and she was, started talking about the Federal Reserve. She's like, "Well, the government runs that, so it's like."
No, they don't.
government
That's what
don't
I'm
run
like,
that,
I'm like,
bitch.
"No,
You don't
that's
know
not-"
shit,
She's like,
lady.
it's called the Federal Reserve.
Oh,
And you know what? My
This is how-
dad's fucking messenger company was called Federal Messenger Service. It had no, or no, it was called Veterans Messenger Service.
completely different
Nobody
than-
working there was a veteran. It had
Yeah.
nothing to do with
Well, yeah, but
veterans.
I mean, it's how
But
they.
no, but
They were
they-
veterans at messaging, though. I guess. I mean,
I mean, they're or it's
Well,
just
no,
a
but it's
catchy
just this
thing.
woman, and I told her, I'm like, that's not. It's a total.
Have you ever heard of a place
separate
called
entity.
Jekyll Island?
Yeah, and she was clueless, and she thought I was wrong. I'm like, well,
well,
go
Well,
on.
you want to know how you okay? Be like, how much research have you done on this lady? None.
No,
How
well,
much?
I was gentle with her.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
well,
You got to wear kids.
yeah,
gloves
you
around
can't
her.
be like
Yeah.
that. Well, you can't be like that with strangers.
Oh, you
and
can be
every
however you
person.
want with
Sorry, like,
strangers.
she started getting like a tick. Like,
Nice.
No.
Let me slap
She,
that tick
she
out of
started
you.
twitching and shit.
No, you're
Give me your SSRIs while I smash them in the ground.
That Hello Kitty. What does that look like to you?
Where? Which
That
one?
White Hello Kitty thing.
It says "Hello Titties"
All right, that's what I was saying. Why
Yeah.
do those look like tits?
Yeah. it's like-
because it says "Catachronic Hello
It's a-
Titties."
Oh, all right,
it was
all
a
right.
T-shirt I
yeah,
made.
yeah.
Oh, I'm like, wait a minute. Does Hello Kitty always look like titties? I'm
Yeah,
like,
Man,
holy cow.
that's a Mandela effect.
It was great
Gotcha.
when
I was like, whoa.
when the kids from Starbucks came to one of our gigs and I fucking handed them all a few T-shirts and the one girl's like, oh, and the Hello Titties, and she's like, I want this one. I'm like, you got it.
Yeah.
Yes, you do, sweetie.
Um,
There's only one
but it's
stipulation.
crazy
if you
the
get
interactions you just have with normal
You got to
people.
put it on now.
yeah.
Oh God! I mean, you always got to say one creepy thing every show, don't you? Just let your true self shine through.
No, whatever.
It's crazy the interactions. you
Like
just have
you're
with-
not a fucking weirdo.
Oh, I never said I wasn't.
Right. Well, you're
You know,
calling
I
me
just
out
don't
like,
put it out on
like
the
I'm
internet.
unique or something.
I just don't say creepy things when the cameras are on. Trained
Dude,
myself
that
for
is
1 hour a week not to say something creepy.
That is a great shirt.
But the interaction you have just with somebody in line at a Home Depot.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
Well, no, there's this black chick I always talk to. She's a sweetheart. She's actually pretty good looking too.
And here it comes, but.
No, well, listen,
No.
we talk for like 5-10 minutes every time.
Oh, okay.
Because I see her all the time. But then this other woman.
Be
we
careful.
started-
It might be pretty lit already.
Well, yeah, because we were talking about Trump and money, how shit it has been.
I love how the blacks love Trump now.
Oh yeah.
Well, they force that demographic to go there.
They
not of his
realize
own-
what's going on finally.
It's not of his own doing. Like,
This is great, man. America's becoming united.
what's that?
Well, no, they
America
Everybody's-
is becoming
everybody's
united.
getting tired.
All these
you know
people
what?
swinging so far left, it's
Palestine-
getting everyone pissed off.
Palestine
Well, the
shit.
pendulum is
Yeah,
starting to
it's
swing
got to swing back,
a
bro.
little bit. I say we're one less minute closer to doomsday clock right now.
than we were
Yeah, 1
yesterday.
minute, maybe.
Well, hey, did you see that these frat boys are up to like $470,000?
Yeah.
Yes,
But,
yes, yes,
Go
yes.
for it.
These
Bring
Jewish
sexual
kids
assaults back.
that held up the flag at the.
Hell yeah.
They said throw those kids a rager and fucking they and
$500,000
you know what though? I
bucks,
saw
man.
okay, I saw one of the kids on Jesse Waters and I saw another kid on Laura. My wife said, "Here, watch this," and one kid didn't mention the money, but Jesse asked the kid, "What
Yeah,
about the rager?"
he
And the
was
kid said,
very-
"We cannot get to the money."
Yeah, we don't have.
Well,
we
that's
don't,
the
So
problem.
they
It's like,
can't
who
get
has
it.
This money?
well, eventually they'll disperse
Well,
it to them,
they'll
but
find
then they're
out
going to
who-
have to figure because this might be a huge
And Jesse said, "Throw yourself a good party, but do yourself a favor and be smart and give some of it
charity.
to a charity."
Yeah,
Yeah,
become
yeah.
charitable,
Of course,
which is the
give
way to
half
go.
of it to a charity.
Oh yeah, to something like
Because for
that.
400 something thousand, you could throw a motherfucking banger.
Oh, you could throw a banger for $1,000.
Yeah.
You
So, I
can
mean,
you can hire Aerosmith for $20,000.
well, the
I
thing
mean,
is that they've
Probably.
offered the people have offered them.
I-
Kid Rock said he'll play at their party.
yeah,
Nice.
So-
I tried to get Ween at my wedding. It was 15 grand or 12 grand. I said we can't do that.
That's cheap.
but that's not too
That's
bad.
hella cheap, man. Holy crap!
I mean, it's expensive, but
we would
it's
have
not that
Ween,
bad.
but I got the jazz guys that were all signed on
Um,
Blue Note and shit.
But so the way that, like we were just talking about, everybody's forcing everybody to change, which is good.
But now, like even the frat boys and the girls.
Well, look
like,
at-
everybody's sick of these.
Well,
shit.
look at the iron worker that said "fuck Biden." Those guys have been hardcore Democrats forever.
Union guys are always Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have to
And
be.
we
No,
live in a
that's the law.
democratic city.
That's the law. Here's the thing.
It is.
My wife's father was a judge in Chicago. My wife was a fucking public defender in Chicago for years. You have to be a Democrat.
Yeah,
Well, I was a
go
union
One
get-
time she
electrician
said.
in the
One
city.
time she said
yeah,
she
they were
didn't like.
very
O-
Democrat.
Yeah, you vote
Well, check this
Democrat.
out. Mary said one time at work she didn't like Obama to one of her friends, this lady Eileen, and she's like, "Wait, what?" They were like shocked.
Yeah, I bet.
Why don't you like Obama?
Well, they're
and
all
she
lemmings,
couldn't. And she
though.
was like, "Well," and she started naming a few things, and they didn't. It was back before the day where you got attacked and canceled. But everybody around her
Having
was
a
shocked.
conversation.
It eventually turned into now my friend Adele, who works at fucking what's the big Rush? Oh, Rush, the hospital.
Oh, Rush
She works at
Presbyterian,
Rush. They literally outlawed them from speaking about Trump. They hate Trump so bad.
No, that come on, you can't do that. That's freedom of speech.
No,
There's-
dude,
No,
at the
that's-
hospital,
those are your
they're
right-
like,
you
you'll
did-
get
well,
fired.
first of all,
you will get fired.
Diggler's wife was a nurse there, and she was the only one that spoke out about like the vax.
And they
everything.
came
Yeah, I was
down
gonna
on
say,
her.
And she
yeah.
was there for 20 years, and she's like, she told me, she's like, everybody I worked with, I've known him for 20 years. Now we hate each other.
Yeah.
Except
oh, because
for like one person
well-
still talks to me, but everybody else wouldn't talk to me anymore.
if the
Wow,
Like, it was-
it's
I mean, yeah,
fucking
you know what's crazy?
mind-boggling.
Like,
Yeah.
we were always good friends. great.
It's crazy that the ERs
It's
were
sick.
packed so much that nurses can make all these videos and TikToks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Very funny.
I always
overworked.
like nurses a lot.
What's that?
I love nurses.
Man, here we go down the creep hole. I mean,
Well, no,
can't help
nurses
I
yourself.
had some good nurses.
Dude,
in
you're
my
like an
day.
autistic kid.
Doctors don't spend time with you. Nurses.
No,
are the ones
yeah,
that spend
yeah.
time with
I
you.
had some
doctors
I had some nurses that were very kind to me and very understanding.
Yeah,
Yeah, when it
they
was
take the
bath
brunt.
time,
I've even
They
had
took the brunt
nurses
of
that caught
everything.
me getting high in the room and fucking kind of looked the other way.
Kind
Yeah.
of look the other way. Well, I mean, if you die, it's on their watch, so they kind of have to have a little bit of separation.
They're like, I guess we don't have to give him any painkiller this
Well, no,
hour.
actually, give me more. And I only brought a 20 with me.
I remember one time checking out of a hospital and like, okay, so now we had to, everything's cool with, I forgot what is a broken bone or if it was when they thought I fucking had leukemia or some crazy shit and fucking, okay, now we have to talk about your drug problem. Like, what do you mean? And they're like, dude, we've been taking blood from you all week.
and you're still fucking.
Yeah. And they're like,
What's going on?
what's
here?
going on, And I'm like, I don't have a problem. And the fucking lady, and it was a doctor, and she was very, very fucking mean to me. But the nurse was
Yeah,
like,
because you're getting high in this fucking hospital.
well, shit, what are you going to do?
Well,
Get
all of a
high in
sudden
the
just
hospital?
quit?
No,
Yeah,
I've
right.
done it before.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
have to. You have
guy who
to.
lives in glass houses shouldn't fucking walk around naked.
Damn right.
I got no problems with that.
So it was weird, too. And every time I did it, they'd walk in like a second later, and I'd be like, man, they got to have a camera in here.
No, they can't. That's
No, is it?
no.
Because it was
they
almost
say
like
it's illegal,
weird.
yeah.
It was almost weird, like almost getting caught all the time, every time.
Well,
Maybe you
because
were just
they-
so
yeah.
high you thought
Well,
that.
No, they'd come right in before it really sank
Or maybe
in.
they learned that when somebody would come in to bring you the drugs, that they would
That
follow
might be-
them.
that might be.
Larry, this ain't
gonna
rocket
do-
science. I mean, this fucking
All
guy
right, he's gonna do it in 2 seconds.
playing chess over there. I'm playing checkers. Real asshole.
Hey, where's? Can I get
that?
Can I get one of those beers?
Every time somebody comes and visits you,
Yeah, I guess
Get all
that was
fucked
it.
up. So maybe when they walk past the nurse's station, we should go into the room.
maybe it's not their first rodeo.
Yeah, no, you think they're dealing with drug? Come on.
I guess,
PBR or
yeah.
hams.
I'll take a hams. Thank you,
Real high
sir.
class joint around here.
We got PBRs and hams. By the way,
We already did that. We
PBR
already did
hams.
that.
Any of you fuckers want to come forward with a few thousand cases
2,000 cases.
or some money?
We will build a
We'll
studio
fucking
out of
take it.
PBR cans.
We'll take that shit.
You know,
4
we'll
cases
build the
a month.
studio out
Yeah,
of PBR
we'll
cans,
literally-
and then we'll drink them.
Hey,
So,
you
like,
ever-
we'll have, like, a half a studio
You ever hear
at
these
one point.
things? Hey, you ever hear these things called tag houses? It's called a tag house. This is when you were so.
Yeah, I've heard of a fag house.
No, this is a tag. This is a
Place you used to
tag house.
frequent.
This is literally when you're like so fucking poor in the deep south, like the blacks and the old people and the people that were white trash or whatever were super fucking poor.
yeah.
They would literally make houses out of old license plates. And it was called a tag house.
Damn, that's a lot of
It was the
license plates.
tags from a car. Yeah, and they fucking. I saw this thing where they were talking to some old blues guy. I forgot who it was now. I wish I could remember. But they were talking to like the granddaughter, and they went back to the house, and it was all these rusted out fucking old license plates. The motherfucker was still standing with trees growing through it and shit, you know.
That's wild.
It was in the middle of fucking nowhere in like Tennessee or some fucking shit. And it was awesome, man. I was like, a tag
Sounds like a
house.
lot of work.
We'll tell PBR or hams, we will make a fucking house out of beer cans. We will weld this
we?
Make
shit.
a studio.
Yeah,
I guess
we'll make
I'll do it.
No, I'll make. Yeah, but yeah, no problem. We could do that.
But you got to send us the
PBR
fucking cans of
studio.
beer.
Need a first PBR studio.
We won't say anything racist for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll try not.
That's in our contract.
Yeah.
After the first 15, we're good.
So yeah, that would be pretty good. But the tag houses was pretty. You had to be pretty
That's pretty
fucking
interesting.
down.
But you think about it, back in the day, what else are you gonna do? That's
Yeah.
what they did, you know.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, where the hell do you get all those license plates?
That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of
Well,
weird, man. How,
Back
you're
back
talking
in the old days,
thousands of
remember? Well, I don't know if you
license
guys
I know.
remember
This
when
is
we
not
were.
a house. You're talking about a shack.
But when we
still,
were
I mean,
kids,
still hundreds.
they
Yeah.
put new license plates on the cars every fucking year. So there was an abundance of old
Alright,
plates.
Yeah, but
sense,
still,
yeah.
though, compared to, I mean, how many people were building these houses?
I don't know how many
what I mean?
tag
Think about
houses.
how
It
many-
wasn't like a subdivision.
We're also thinking.
Yeah,
Well, we're
this
also
was in the
thinking
backwoods
maybe
type shit.
400.
Yeah.
If it's a real shithole, how many people drive cars? How many people have license plate? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't
the-
know where they got them from, but they got them and they
I'll
had
look
them.
into that. That
Well,
looks
it may
sound
have been
fun.
like a recycling place that had a bunch of them sitting around.
Did they
or something.
recycle back then? I
Well,
don't think
well,
so.
metal. I'm sure they.
Yeah,
they always-
steel and aluminum.
They always had, yeah. They always had some
Scrappers was always
had
happening.
scrappers,
Yeah.
especially down there. That was a living. People made a living doing
People
it.
still,
Still
do it
they
now.
do.
I got fucking
Yo.
somebody we know lives next to a scrapper.
Dude, I put a refrigerator out at my mom's place.
Oh,
I mean, it was gone.
Go-
I think I went back outside like 3 hours later and
It was
dude,
gone.
no, fucking.
Then like a fridge.
Me and my
Like,
kid make bets because we've been throwing stuff out of the house. We threw a grill out last week or like 2 weeks ago, and we'll bet. It's like, I always go low because those guys are out scouring, and it's like
yeah.
30 minutes. And
especially like before garbage.
on garbage day, and
Yeah.
but and he what do you call it? We'll set an alarm. Go out there. The other day we threw away a bike. It was gone within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like we sat on the front porch and watched it.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, this is with the scrapper chum. I'm like, watch what's gonna happen. And my kid's like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, boy, you have no idea. Watch this. It hit the curb and 15 minutes
It's like
later,
somebody-
all of a sudden I hear a tuba solo down the street.
Ah,
Fucking.
Somebody heard like metal scrape, a pedal scrape on the curb.
And
Oh, so you hear-
We
shit,
got a
Bum,
bike.
dude, they came in again. That's the tuba solo.
I know,
yeah.
I know.
And sure shit, that son of a bitch came up.
But
and
hey,
got
this is how
that.
the
He's
world-
working.
This is how the world
But he's
works.
working. I
Yeah.
fucking give that
I
guy.
respect it, man. This
you
is how
know?
the world works.
If you're gonna do your shit, do your shit. But
Yeah.
don't fucking. You don't get nothing for free. Like these motherfuckers complaining we're not giving them enough.
Yeah.
Like you are kidding me. I know people are living paycheck to paycheck right now.
Dude, that's what I'm telling you,
and
man.
you want better food and better accommodations. And
I love the Mexican women.
okay. I mean,
So do
real
I,
creep
Kiki.
heavy episode today.
Well, you know, the Mexicans.
I love 'em
Oh,
too.
Hard working, man.
How about this serial killer they just
And
caught
they're
in Mexico?
always real wet.
They just caught a serial killer in Mexico. And this has been going on for like 10 years. The guy's house was like, man, shit, I wish I had more information. I screwed up on this one.
Dude, you know how many serial
What a
killers are probably
juke.
in Mexico too?
Yeah.
That's scary.
That's
man.
where.
Oh, dude,
that's the
How about
plan of
India?
serial
No,
killers.
India. There's a
Oh,
billion
that too,
fucking
yeah.
people there, man.
Dude,
Um,
I can't get over the Indian like Instagram.
I like
videos
the
of street
Indian
food
needles.
videos.
I like
Oh.
the Indian
Oh
map
my
you sent to
God.
the fucking gang with the shit territories.
Oh, yeah. Where people shit in the
Shit in
open.
public?
Yeah, they should know in the open. Yeah, right in the open.
Yeah.
It's just all red. There's no deviation from color, really. It goes. It just gets brown.
It was like 90 to 1,000
yeah,
or
dude,
something.
it's per capita. Everybody shits. There's like 1 million shitters per per 1 mile.
Yeah, and
It's
they're not
crazy.
real shitters. They're
Oh
just
no. And
places
it's
on the street. I think they just shit in like little fluid things. Like
yeah, it's
little gutters.
Dude, right on the. Oh man,
Ah.
like you were saying, Kiki was just talking about it when they prepare the food, the street vendors,
street vendors.
and there's just
Oh,
like
my God.
flies, and then there's just like a cow's asshole, like because the cow's turned around, and this guy's like flipping shit around, and I'm
Well,
like,
then the guy scratches his
It's
ass,
well-
bare ass.
well, it's-
and he's handing him
dirt under his
Then he
fingernails.
starts mixing.
Oh,
the sauce.
man.
Fucking,
And then you got the guys.
oh man, he's like a Sharia hand.
Then there's the one guy. He has a nub, like his elbow, and he's like making some kind of like pastry, and he's like everyone goes under his armpit. To yeah, it's like what the. Who eats
What the
this
fuck
shit?
is going on?
An Indian patty smasher. Dude, you'd think he'd at least like duct tape a spatula to his arm or
Something,
something.
right?
So you can do.
I mean, just right in his
What the
sweaty
fuck,
pits.
man?
I mean,
This
India's
guy-
known for a couple things, man. I mean, bus rapes,
Not cleanliness.
salmonella. Fucking that Indian dude that drank the water.
People born with tails.
yeah,
The
the,
Ganges.
yeah, the guy that said,
Hey.
"It's fine, Bob. Do not worry. The water is very good."
rushed
The guy
him right to
almost
the
died.
They have a lot of people born with tails and shit.
Dude, it's the only place in the world where you can wake up, take a bath, and wave to your neighbor that's taking a shit in the same river. that
Oh
you're-
yeah.
that you're
And then the guy's washing a horse and a donkey or whatever.
And then
That
the
thing's
fucking,
shitting in
and then
there.
the factory's also dumping pollutants into
Yeah,
there,
and
and they're
then
putting
fucking
dead bodies
Mama-
in there.
Yeah,
and
and then
everything
Mom
else.
floats by on a fucking Viking funeral pyre. Is it a
She's
pyre?
burning,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
pyre, right?
I think so.
I think it's a pyre. Yeah, so she's just floating
It still
downstream.
contaminates the fucking shit out of the water,
Oh.
man.
These, it's like we were talking about climate change too. It's like these countries that think about like, oh my God, you can't run your air conditioner, you can't use your water, you can't do this, you can't. And then here's India shitting in the streets and just they're just blowing smoke. I mean, seriously, the sky is like black. It acid rains sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that
The rain
video-
is red.
Yeah.
You seen a video of the Indian airline with a woman?
Oh, the window. Yeah.
took the window out of the airplane.
They're like, you can't do that, lady. What are you doing?
I mean, how do you take that out? I mean, it probably smelled pretty good on that plane.
No, you wanted to keep that window off. She couldn't even handle it. I mean, what's an Indian air freshener? Just a pile of dog shit?
How the fuck do you? How the fuck do you take the window out of a plane?
I don't know, but she did.
She did, man. Let me
This
tell
old
you.
lady,
The
dude,
fucking
those-
ingenuity.
Yeah, this old lady Indians, man.
Larry,
They've been around the block
Oh.
a few times.
dude, they don't fuck around. Dude, they walk around. Man, have you ever seen... Okay, so they have
Their
like...
passports
dude,
are
they
real
dig
freaky
through
looking.
the trash
Oh.
to find stuff, to sell or reuse. Dude, and there'll just be piles of trash and people are...
Oh no, there's a.
Well,
I don't
people
know-
do
I don't
that
know if it's-
everywhere.
I don't know if it's India or
Not
the
Indian
Philippines.
trash, though,
Well, I don't
dude.
know if it's India or Philippines, where like there's people that go around and they collect like old chicken bones that have like little bits of meat on them.
Oh.
They take them all, they get them, and they boil them. And then they take all the little meat off of them, boil them again, and make new dishes out of them. And sell 'em.
Oh man.
Like no, and like this is like a specialty they call it.
I don't know about that.
Oh well, it is to them.
It's called chicken surprise.
Well, yeah, surprised you got death. It's not gonna
Surprised you're not dead, right?
You're gonna get sickled up.
Yeah. Oh man. What's it
Sickle
called?
cell surprise.
Well, I mean, we all know what that is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a gender reveal at a black funeral.
So,
You got to guess the disease, you know, when they shoot the gender, the blue or the one's sickle cell, one's diabetes,
yeah. You're having
one's,
twins.
one's alcoholism. The sickle cell cannon. And then it has like, you know, the little paper that comes out, it just says sickle cell.
Little sickles.
That's great.
Oh,
I like that one.
dude, that's actually a good one.
Little sickle shaped confetti and shit.
Yeah. I just like it where it says sickle cell that flashes, so when it falls down, it
The
flashes.
smoke. The smoke.
You get like a strobe effect off of it.
The smoke comes out. It's pink, and then little sickle cell confetti falls
And you know,
out.
it's like everybody's complaining, you know, oh, Americans suck and white people.
We
this, and that.
do.
It's like, motherfucker, why are you trying to come to this country then?
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here.
If it sucks so
You know what?
bad.
Go shit in the street and fucking
Well, the thing is
fight
that
a lemur or
the
whatever. you
fucking-
gotta do that.
Well, here's the thing. They think Americans suck, but the ideal scenario is they're going to kill us all.
Oh
So
yeah, no, that's going to be.
They want to
uprising.
come here because this is a great fucking piece
Yeah, because
of
we're
land,
weak.
buddy.
Oh yeah, you want
Because we're weak right now. The immigrants are very strong.
That the next ice age, North America is going to freeze over, and that's why they're getting all these immigrants in here to help kill the population. Because they say it's going to freeze over here. And
Who's going to
that's-
free? Well, I mean, the way they're
Well,
making,
again,
the way they're
like
manipulating
2040s,
weather.
2040s. That's when they say the sun is going to hit.
That's
Well,
all
let's make shift
bullshit,
all that
man.
stuff.
Because
They
it's
never-
a flat Earth. What's the Earth going to
Well, but
shift on
we've
its
gone through ice
axis, on
ages.
its fake
We've gone through
axis?
ice ages, though, so I don't know how.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they know that the next one is coming.
They may know something's going.
We've gone through a lot of shit. But I think it's
They're gonna
who even knows
create it.
what's
If
real.
it does, they'll create it.
First of all, who knows what's real?
I do.
Oh man, I know you're a real creep. That's all I know.
Yeah, well,
That's the only thing. That
The
I
only
think we
thing
can
real
get
is
rid
God
of.
and Jesus.
That's a
What's that?
guarantee.
The only thing real is the word of God, man.
Yeah, I mean we've talked about this before. That could also just be manipulated, also to make us think shit, right?
Whatever.
No, I'm just. What do you mean, whatever? That's kind. I love debating Larry. Whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
whatever. God ain't real. Whatever.
Took a shit in the street the other day.
Whatever.
That is a great tune.
I saw Kiki at the beach. She was like, man. And I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking.
This is my United States of whatever.
But
But
singing songs.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm real proud of myself that I tuned that fucking piano, dude.
That is pretty cool. I saw that little video. No shirt over.
Yeah, he showed me what I needed to do, and then I just bought the wrench. The wrench was fucking only like,
Dirt cheap.
yeah, man, it was like
$20.
fucking $19. I got it on Amazon.
Yeah,
the
you
next fucking day it was here. I was tuning the piano.
You don't have to do anything.
and that's what's funny, we come-
No, well, I mean, I could probably use.
Well,
new
you have to
shit.
buy the spacers and stuff, or that's just how you tune.
Oh, yeah, that's just
Yeah,
how you
just
tune
tune
it. Is with these rubber wedge things that stick in
Yeah, wedge
between
in
the
between 'em,
strings,
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
so you can deaden them.
Yeah.
Then it's got a long felt piece that you can shove in between the strings, but I didn't bother with that. I'm
You
not
said you
gonna-
had to take the main guts out though to do it. Though.
Yeah, I took the whole
playing part.
fucking thing apart,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, the playing system.
So I took the feet and I threw those out. I put a bike
Oh,
Pedal.
and the pedal
Bikes?
thing out there. The bike was gone, but by the time I turned around and walked up the driveway, like you said,
What bike? What kind of bike? Which one? Not the Schwinn.
no,
Was
it
my
was
bike, was it?
no. Wait,
Oh, the
what
dildo
was
on
it?
the seat.
Maybe it wasn't even a bike. Maybe it was just something.
You don't even know what you put out on the curb?
Yeah, now I can't even remember.
Jesus, Larry.
And so now I
Were
still
you
have
even tuning the piano, or are you just slapping wieners?
I was tuning.
He's like, what do you call it? He's like Benny Hill when he goes down to Boys Town. Just slapping wieners.
Running around.
Guys are chasing him. He goes into the bathhouse. He comes out in a towel.
slap
They
the
all
old
spin
man.
around.
Yeah, running
Then-
circles.
and, then,
And the old man.
and then they're all on their knees.
Yeah, and I slap
and
the
Larry's
old man.
standing up, and they all circle around him, bent over.
Larry Hill.
That's fucking hilarious.
I'll tell you what. This is one thing I remember from my childhood. With like
Benny Hill's the
the
best.
6 channels I actually had on TV.
Yeah.
Benny Hill.
Oh, that guy was a pioneer.
king.
He was first of all, Jimmy Seville and him are going at the same time. Jimmy Seville likes children.
Well, he
Benny
was
Hill,
going on from fucking Jimmy Seville.
Savile, like, or Savile, or-
was he going on a long time before that, man?
Well, I'm just
He
saying, but
was
they were going at the same time. Benny Hill wanted puss,
hooked up in the biz.
you know, and it's like he's doing.
Well,
this
how about
other-
this? Benny Hill fucking proposed to like 4 or 5 chicks, and none of them said yeah. He died alone and sad, and he wasn't
Really?
that old when he
Yeah,
died
no, I read
either.
something
that's a
about
shame.
that.
Here's
Yeah, I
what
read something
happened,
about
like at
that.
the tail end of his career, all that sexist shit that was really funny
Canceled him.
became fucking. He was the first
Women's
motherfucker to
lib
get
and shit.
canceled because that's England and shit. They're a lot more
Well, he was. I mean,
twat like than us.
come on,
Yeah,
that
right.
guy was. He was. Oh my god, I remember watching that as a kid and just being like,
I loved.
"Oh my god, what is
so
this?"
he would have
stuff?
like his arm in a cast, and he'd start grabbing the lady's ass. And the old timer, she'd turn around and slap him. He'd do it again, slap him. And he'd look at him. He'd be like, he'd bust out his other arm, and be like, yeah. It's like just
like
classic,
stupid, yeah.
humor.
Just like
He's
stupid
got a
shit,
big
man.
shitty
Yeah.
She like bends over, her skirt's pulled up, and she can see her lingerie, and then he does that weird look.
yeah.
He was like this.
True sexism. That was very
Wasn't the
funny.
old timer like his father?
I think
Yeah,
so, yeah. It's supposed to pat
supposedly.
on the head.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe it wasn't. Because I
it
think it was
makes
just an actor.
It makes for a good
I think
story,
that
though.
maybe.
Yeah,
I
it
think
does
that's
make
just
for a
maybe
good story.
wives' tale and
Never let the
shit.
truth get in the way of a good story.
Seriously.
Says every liberal and Democrat.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
when it comes to comedy, though.
oh, you got to bend the truth a little bit, right?
Well, there was like
That's what
I-
she said.
Well, I heard that funny thing about you. Remember when Chappelle got attacked on stage
Yeah.
by like the trans person or whatever?
Yeah.
And they talked about the story where all his guards came out, his buddies came and beat the hell out of the guy, and they grabbed the gun from him, and then the guy was trying to pull the trigger, or he tried to cock it to get the round out, but realized it wasn't a real gun. He pulled the trigger and a knife popped out. And then, like, that was Chappelle's joke. He's like, we had a gun, but it turned into a knife. Or I forget. I ruined the joke.
Sure.
Yeah, you always do.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
good at
between
the
you and
jokes,
Larry,
but-
you're the worst storytellers I
But
know.
I'm sure everybody heard the
you
You might as well
joke.
have
But
that.
he's like, then all of a sudden he's like, then they came after me for talking about making a trans joke about the guy's weapon. Because it was a gun
transition.
transition to a knife.
That's better. It's just as good as a gun. That
Even
says
the
boom.
gun was a
Yeah,
tranny.
boom.
Even the gun was a tranny.
Yeah.
Well, it couldn't identify as anything.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though.
It was a gun identifying as a
told,
knife.
told it a little better.
Oh, you
Well,
think?
that's
Yeah.
unseen. Yeah, that goes without saying.
Well, the funny thing is that we keep on pushing these people, making shit and normalizing this furry stuff.
Is it still around?
Yeah, it's banging. They had a whole school. Didn't you read that article about the school where the furries were terrorizing the children?
Yeah, I heard
and the
that
children
one.
were making complaints, and the school wasn't listening to them. Then the teachers or parents had to interject.
Let's
They
feed
were
them
like
some
biting.
bad cat
Dude, they
food
were
or something.
biting.
Yeah, biting
people.
kids
They were
on the
barking.
ankles and shit.
Yeah, they would bark at people. They would walk on all fours.
Well, how come these kids aren't kicking them?
How come their parents aren't put in jail?
Because they're not allowed to. If they do, they'll get in trouble.
Yeah, because it's a hate crime. Because they're considered.
But it's
some
okay
sort
for the
of-
furry to fucking pretend he's
bite?
a dog and bite someone. Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Well, it doesn't. That's the
don't.
whole way of the world right now. Nothing
Well, then you
makes sense.
shove the Well,
I mean, people are.
give them some bad dog food. Then
We're like,
eat dog
it's
food.
so like. Have you seen the FBI?
Little
come
ground glass in that elbow.
Ah, well, yeah, you could just rat poison them. But eventually,
Because that's legal.
yeah, it is. I mean, if you can be a furry, you can put him down, right? The fact that he's gonna have to take
He
him to a
looks
furry
sick.
vet.
He looks
what we-
sick.
That's what
I
you
had to
talk to
put him
Tom's
down.
about.
Fix them. Should fix them. Oh yeah.
Tom
yeah,
should have a furry vet.
Well, I think Tom's.
open
I
one.
think
Yeah.
Tom's is having a sale on putting furries down.
Yeah, they should. He should be advertising that stuff.
He
Well,
might
no,
be.
all of a sudden, the recent weeks, the FBI's like, oh, there might be a terrorist attack. There might be a terrorist attack. And they're like, we don't know why. Like, what do you mean, man? What do you don't know why? It's asinine the way that
No,
things are going.
I guarantee it. Mark my words. A Jewish, church is going to get hit.
I hope not, man. But
No,
you're
that's right.
probably
Like a
right.
synagogue?
I didn't even think
Synagogues
of
is gonna
that.
get hurt, or well, either that or
I
something.
didn't even think of that.
Something's going to happen.
Well, they
That's
just
what-
made that Civil War
They're
movie.
going to escalate it. They
Well-
need to escalate it.
Well,
That's what they need to
you
do.
never miss a good opportunity
Well,
for a
exactly.
fucking what do you call it? For a
And here's-
story or a
Here's
or a
the
narrative.
thing, though. Usually these movies with the predictive programming, or whatever you want to call it, it happens like 20 years later. It's not supposed to happen 3 months later.
Well, no, look what they did with the
They're speeding things up like
Oh
crazy.
yeah, no,
They did.
the narrative is becoming quickly
There's
pushed.
not enough time to make
I mean,
enough
they just-
Hollywood movies to tell us what they're going to
Dude,
do in
they just
advance.
came
They
out
got to
with
just
it,
keep
yeah.
making them and
Yeah, they
do it
came
right
out with
away.
the movie where somebody like bombed a bunch of illegals, and then that started. That was like the tipping point. Finally, I don't know. I didn't go see that. I won't go watch that propaganda. That stuff's crazy.
Well, I heard about that. What do you call it? Movie, the Civil War.
That's what I was
movie.
talking about.
Yeah, and like they made Trump being like, oh,
They
we're
somebody
gonna
killed
kill
him.
Yeah, in the
A
movie,
black secret
yeah.
surgeon
In the movie?
Yeah, black. Well,
Yeah.
it's an it's not an effigy, but it's highly.
The
the character that they
Trump,
used,
but
but-
it's like a Trump character.
Yeah, the character that they used is highly
Well,
Republican.
and they made it like all the conservatives were coming to attack and trying to destroy democracy.
Yeah, and they're like all these war crimes are being committed, and everybody's cheering it on. It's like, come on, really?
Yeah, it's the stupidest thing. Like, I don't know who can believe this shit.
Everybody who went and watched
Did
it. some
Obama
people-
make this movie?
No, he made that other one though.
Yeah.
But it all involves race. That's what they always want to boil it to. That's the easiest common denominator that we have. Just keep pumping out these videos of black people hurting white people and white people, cops hurting black
Black
shooting
people.
people, and then everybody gets this thing that
Well,
it's
I'll
like,
tell
oh,
you
you know
what,
what?
Everyone's
If
all
the shit
worked
does
up.
hit the fan, all the good blacks are on the conservative side anyways. So if there are any, I mean, and even most of the other blacks are already waking up to all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Everybody
don't
feels
see-
that everybody's got to fill their gas tank. You know.
I don't.
Well,
I mean,
how about-
shit will hit the fan, but I guarantee The good will prevail.
Well, yeah. How about Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago? They were asking him about that cop. Did you see that video? And he runs away from the reporters.
Really?
Literally runs.
I wouldn't
In
doubt
a
it.
full
He's
sprint,
a fucking twat.
they started asking him about. They're like that cop that got killed that they just caught in Glendale Heights. The kid. Did you see that?
No.
20 years old, 20 or 22. He murdered a cop that was in uniform off duty. He tried to carjack him, and he killed him.
Wow.
And then
I think I did hear about
and then
that.
they busted him in Glendale Heights.
Was he from the city?
They didn't really
running?
specify, but they were saying that he was seen around there, but people didn't know that he was wanted. This guy's like, I don't watch TV. He's like, I didn't even know he was wanted. So, but that's how things are going. Like
And it
people
wasn't-
are.
Yes, he forgets cameras are on him 24/7.
Yeah, well, but it's also like, what kind of person are you that dodges doing your job?
Yeah, right.
Because you don't want to talk to people. That right there is a huge red flag about anybody. That you
Well,
can't have a
yeah.
conversation with anybody.
It was a huge red flag when he got elected.
Well, I mean, look who was before him, and look who was before him. I mean, it's all these people these Democrats that they hire with these progressive views that
Well, and they all
literally
complain, yeah.
destroying their own city, and
It's
then
like
they don't care.
Chicago's been a black-run city for I don't know. I can't remember the last time.
Harold
Mayor
Washington,
Washington.
was the first.
Yeah,
But he was black.
That was a,
Yeah,
yeah,
he was
it was a
black, yeah.
long fucking time
it
ago
was a real
too.
long time ago. But I mean, they said Beetlejuice in and how
He
she
was
did.
right after Jane Byrne.
Uh-huh. But how did
That was
Bill-
when I was pretty
Daly?
young, man.
Was it not John?
Oh, yeah, and Daly was in there for a minute.
Yeah. He was
Only
up there.
because they only let him in because of
His dad.
Richard J.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm sure there was.
They
some
were a
kind of-
powerhouse.
There was
But-
a deal struck.
Yeah,
there
you let
always
my
is a
son
deal
be in there, or
struck.
I'll
But it
kill
does-
you from the grave.
Yeah.
But the way that
And then it's
they
been
run
all
their
black
shit, they
ever
don't think
since.
that they just everybody just hides their head in the sand. It's crazy. It's like, oh, things are fine
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you're so disconnected from it, and you just don't realize that shit is gonna hit the fan, and we're all gonna die. You know, that's what's gonna happen. Either they're killing us with our food, they're killing us with our drinking water, they're killing us with crime, they're killing us with drugs. I mean,
Every way possible.
which way you can look. And then they're telling us that you can't do this, you can't eat this, you can't have that, you can't run your air conditioner, you can't wash your clothes, you can't. It's like, why the fuck are we listening to these people?
The crazy thing is COVID. Oh, this massive pandemic. It's like fentanyl is the biggest pandemic the world
Ever.
It's an
ever
epidemic.
faced.
It's worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
No, yeah,
ever.
it is. No, it's,
And
yeah, it's
and
an
what
epidemic.
and they just let it flow into this country freely.
Oh, and that's another thing I was hearing about how
Oh, that's
even
what I wanted to
London
talk about.
back in the day was built on drugs.
Yeah, the opium wars.
All the powerful were feeding opium to the Chinese, and the Chinese started giving it to their own people. And now they're talking about how the Chinese
This
are
is-
basically using the same methodology
That we
did
used on
for
them.
It's retribution for the
Yeah,
opium wars.
150
That's what
years
it
ago.
is. I mean, they've been talking
So
about
now,
that.
I mean, that's what they're doing with
What were the
fentanyl.
opium wars of 18
It
something?
was. It might be 17.
Yeah, I think it was a
17.
couple hundred years
Yeah, it
ago.
was. I don't know.
17.
So listen to this. I want you. I don't. These numbers don't sound right. Okay, so they had in Riverside in Cali. Mm-hmm. They had
543.
the DEA seized approximately 376 pounds of meth, 37.4 pounds of fentanyl, 600,000 fentanyl tablets, 3 pounds of coke, and 7 guns. And they're saying all that it was worth, the drugs confiscated to the DEA was $16 million.
That doesn't sound right.
I mean, obviously, if you sell in bulk, maybe.
Yeah, but
But
street
it's still
value,
like
I
it's
don't-
pretty
I don't know.
crazy, man. Like think
It
about
seems
just
more
one-
than
Wait,
$16
how
million.
many pounds of coke?
3?
What do you call it? 6 or 3 pounds? Yeah, 3 pounds of coke. So that's like 15, maybe more than 30. You know, it's not that, maybe more than that, depending on that. But that just seems crazy that they're making these busts. Think about that, 600,000 fentanyl tablets.
Yeah, that's
You could just easily just dump that into the water, or you could just,
Oh,
you know.
well, so here, get this. There's another thing.
Well, that seems like it's too much money for that amount of drugs.
Seems like it's too much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It seems like fentanyl's real cheap right now.
It's dirt cheap to buy, that's for sure.
Well, to
Oh,
do
no.
the precursors and to buying all the other
No, here-
stuff.
oh,
and-
so get this. I was listening to another podcast about, this
I wonder if
one,
a jab is still $100 or if you get more these days.
Probably still. I don't think that
But there was
changes.
a ranger that was going around California's, forest to bust the cartels growing
Oh, the
weed.
weed, yeah, the weed
But
grower.
now the cartels are taking over Montana and Indian reservations because the Indian reservations there's only like 2 to 3 cops.
They have what's that
patrol
called?
200,000 square miles or something.
Tribal law.
Yeah, and now these cartels are coming in there with basically carte blanche, and they're charging the Indians like big like fentanyl is like $100 a pill.
Oh wow!
Well,
Because there's nowhere else to get it.
And they're so hooked on
They're
it.
getting everybody hooked on it, and there's nobody to bust them.
yeah.
And they're starting to take over the Indian reservations. These cartels aren't stupid.
Well, no, and also
No
what they
shit.
did is they're getting up close by the Canadian border, and so they're doing the reservations, and that's how they're trafficking it back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have that land.
They're fucking.
Is
smart.
there land that is there? I wonder if there's a Indian reservation that straddles the upper United States and lower Canada.
Yeah,
both,
there's
even
there's
around Buffalo.
where you
yeah.
can just cross
and on
back
the,
and
and
forth
on the
freely.
Canadian side
Oh,
too.
yeah. Oh, dude, that's where all the beaster.
And there's no
weeds.
and there's no border patrol or anything
No.
going
there's
on
none.
there.
There's none
Got
across
to
the
cross.
border.
That's how they.
Well, that's where all the British Columbian herb.
So you
That's
just
where
bring
that
the
was coming
shit.
across
So
for-
you just bring the
forever.
shit to those guys, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
walk right across
Well, yeah.
and
Well, they've been
distribute it to
Well,
everyone
no,
in
you do it on their
Canada.
land because they take a piece and you go right on their
Yeah,
land.
and plus
Oh, yeah.
they don't have the taxes, or they're basically
They don't pay taxes.
Yeah, that's everything's crazy because that's why they run cigarettes. Indians, reservation cigarettes. They were cheap. They weren't
Oh, yeah.
taxed
Well,
by
that's
the
how
state.
That's fucking
Well,
hilarious.
dude, you know how all the
That's why they make
all the
those.
casinos started, right?
Huh?
Well, we took the land away from the Indians.
Well, no, but it was a white guy that did it. He was CIA. Dude, this is this
He
goes.
said, "Here's
deep.
a way around the law."
No, this goes deep into the story of the whole CIA. George Bush from the money going to
money laundering and then
No, to paying Iran Contra. To
Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan holding the prisoners, paying Iran to hold
Oh,
the prisoners
yeah,
for the elections.
for Carter to get out, and
It
then
goes deep into
yeah,
that.
and then release
One of those
him.
guys, he started in the where it's kind of like Palm Springs or El Cabazon or something. Mm-hmm. That's where they started doing. He started selling cigarettes tax free. It was a white guy that started this for the Indians. And then they started getting poker rooms. They were getting raided all the time. And then it went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court basically ruled that Indians have the right to do this tax free. And that's where all the casinos started. That's how all that stuff started.
Very,
Indian
very
casino.
Yeah,
interesting.
that's how it all started. No,
Alright.
there's a big documentary on Netflix about it.
That
talking
is
about it. It's
that's pretty
interesting.
cool. All right, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight, and also thanks to all the loved ones out there. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thanks all the ladies, Sherry, Mary, Jessica, everybody, Chrissy. And I gotta say, Tom's does have a special going on. Tom's Free Clinic, Automotive and Veterinarian Services, has a special. They'll put down a furry for half price this whole month of June and July.
It may go all summer.
It might. Starting actually, what month are we in now? April, May,
Yeah, May 1st.
Yeah, May. It's like May 3rd or something. May 4th.
If you got a burning hole on your little total pole, call Tom's Free Clinic. Go back into the Indians. Nice muff that one.
That's pretty good. All right, now I'll do our highly professional.
Outro.
Yeah. Again, thanks for tuning in. You guys are the fucking best.
The minority at my water park.
Larry and